What if the reason your life has not changed yet is not because you lack talent, not because the world is unfair, not because opportunities haven't come, but because of the 5 words you are saying to yourself every single morning, the moment you open your eyes? What if those words, unconscious, careless, automatic, are quietly programming your mind for failure before your day has even begun? What if I told you that 5 simple words, spoken with intention, spoken with awareness, spoken with the full weight of your presence every single morning, could completely rewire the way your brain thinks, the way your heart feels, and the way your life unfolds? Not tomorrow, not after 10 years of struggle, beginning from the very next morning you wake up. This is not motivation that fades by Tuesday. This is not a temporary feeling. This is a fundamental shift in the way you operate as a human being. The ancient masters knew this. The warriors knew this. And today, right now, you are going to know this too. Stay until the very last word, because what comes at the end of the speech will be the thing that changes everything for you. What if the most powerful transformation of your entire life is not waiting for you somewhere out in the world, in a new city, in a new job, in a new relationship, but is waiting for you in the very first 5 words you speak to yourself each morning, before your feet even touch the ground? Sit with that question. Do not rush past it. Let it settle into you like water sinking into dry earth. Every single morning, before the world speaks to you, before your phone demands your attention, before the noise of life rushes in and pulls you in 17 different directions, there is a window, a sacred, powerful, unrepeatable window of time. And in that window, you have a choice that most human beings on this earth are making completely unconsciously, completely carelessly, completely unaware of the enormous consequence it carries. You see, the human brain does not wake up the same way a machine turns on. A machine switches from off to on in an instant. The human brain moves through layers, through states, through different frequencies of consciousness. And in the first moments of your morning, your brain is still operating in what scientists call the theta state. This is the state of deep receptivity. This is the state where children absorb language and reality. This is the state where hypnosis operates. This is the state where the deepest programming of your subconscious mind is most exposed, most open, most vulnerable to what you feed it. And what are most people feeding it? Complaints, dread, worry. I'm so tired. I don't want to get up. This day is going to be terrible. I have so much to do. I'm not ready. I can't do this. These are not innocent thoughts. These are not harmless morning grumblings that disappear once the coffee kicks in. These are commands. These are instructions being delivered directly into the most receptive chamber of your mind at the most receptive moment of your day. And your brain, your extraordinarily powerful, extraordinarily loyal brain, receives those commands and says, "Understood." And it spends the entire day building a reality that matches exactly what you told it first thing in the morning. This is not philosophy. This is not spirituality dressed up in poetic language. This is neuroscience. This is the documented, measurable, reproducible reality of how the human brain works. The words you speak internally and externally activate specific neural pathways. Repeat those words consistently, and those pathways become highways. Wide, fast, automatic highways that your thoughts travel down without any effort, without any awareness, without any resistance. You have been building highways in your mind every single morning. The question is, where do those highways lead? This is the foundation of everything I want to share with you today. Not 5 tricks, not 5 hacks, not 5 shortcuts to a better mood. 5 words that, when you truly understand what they mean and why they matter, will change the way you relate to your own mind forever. The first word is clarity. Say it slowly. Clarity. Feel the word. Not just hear it. Feel it. Because this word is not asking you to know everything about your future. This word is asking you to be honest about what matters most to you right now in this season of your life, in this chapter, in this day. Most human beings walk through their days in a state of profound mental fog. They are busy, extraordinarily busy, but they are not clear. They are doing many things, but moving toward nothing. They are running fast, but running in circles. And because they are never still enough, never quiet enough, never intentional enough in the morning to ask themselves the single most important question, what truly matters to me today, they spend their energy, their time, their youth, their precious, irreplaceable hours on things that do not serve them, on things that do not build the life they actually want. When you wake up tomorrow morning and you speak the word clarity, you are not reciting a word. You are issuing a command to your mind. You are saying, today I will not be pulled by distraction. Today I will not be seduced by noise. Today I will see through the confusion and move toward what is real, what is essential, what is mine to do. And something in you, something ancient, something intelligent, something that has always been waiting for your permission responds, and it begins to filter your day differently. It begins to notice what matters and let the rest fall away. The second word is strength. Not the strength of muscles, not the strength of ambition, the strength of spirit, the strength to face what you do not want to face, the strength to walk into discomfort without running, the strength to sit with difficulty without collapsing, the strength to choose your response when everything in you wants to simply react. You see, most people believe that strength is something you either have or you don't, that some people are built for hardship and others simply are not. This is perhaps the most dangerous misunderstanding a human being can carry, because strength is not a gift. Strength is a practice, and like every practice, it begins with a decision made before the challenge arrives. When the challenge is already at your door, when the difficult conversation has already started, when the failure has already happened, when the fear has already risen in your chest, that is a very hard moment to decide to be strong. But when you wake up in the morning, in the quiet, in the stillness, before anything has gone wrong, and you say to yourself with full intention and full awareness, today I am strong, you are preloading your nervous system, you are setting the baseline, you are telling your brain, when difficulty comes today, and it will come, this is who I am, this is how I meet it. The brain is listening. The brain is always listening, and it will hold you to what you told it. The third word is purpose. This word carries an enormous weight, and I want you to carry it carefully because most people misunderstand what purpose means. They think purpose is a grand destination, a magnificent calling, a cosmic mission announced from the heavens. And because they have not received that announcement, because their purpose does not feel large enough, dramatic enough, clear enough, they conclude that they do not have one, and they drift. But purpose is not always a destination. Purpose is a direction. Purpose is the quality of intention you bring to whatever you are doing. Purpose is what separates a person who is merely alive from a person who is truly living. When you speak the word purpose each morning, you're asking yourself the quiet, honest, courageous question, why am I doing what I am doing today? Is there meaning in it? Am I building something real? Am I moving toward the person I am meant to become? Or am I simply moving because motion feels safer than stillness? And when you ask that question honestly, when you sit with it and do not rush to answer it, something shifts, something aligns. The day stops being a series of tasks to survive and becomes a series of choices to make with intention. And a life made of intentional choices, even small ones, even ordinary ones, becomes an extraordinary life. Not because of the grand moments, because of the 1,000 quiet moments where you chose meaning over comfort, direction over distraction, purpose over impulse. The fourth word is presence. We live in a time of profound absence. Millions of people physically occupying spaces they are not mentally inhabiting, sitting with family but living in the screen, eating without tasting, walking without seeing, listening without hearing, working without engaging, breathing without feeling. This is not living. This is a slow, comfortable, digitally assisted withdrawal from your own life. Presence is the radical act of being exactly where you are, fully, without reservation, without escape, without one foot in yesterday and one foot in tomorrow. The human mind has a remarkable and deeply troubling habit of being anywhere except the present moment. It rehearses futures that haven't happened. It replays pasts that cannot be changed. And in doing so, it misses the only thing that is ever actually real. This moment, right now as it is. When you speak the word presence each morning, you are making a commitment. You are saying, today I will not sleepwalk through my own life. Today I will meet each moment as it is. I will bring the full weight of my awareness to whatever is in front of me. And in doing so, I will discover that the life I have been searching for has been here all along, waiting not for new circumstances, but for my full attention. Because the truth, the honest, humbling, liberating truth is that nothing will ever be experienced by you except through your presence. Every relationship, every achievement, every moment of beauty, every lesson, every transformation, all of it can only be received by a mind that is actually here. A mind that is elsewhere will miss everything, even when everything is standing right in front of it. The fifth word is gratitude. I know you have heard this word many times, perhaps too many times. Perhaps it has begun to feel like a cliche. Perhaps it has been reduced to a trendy practice, writing 3 things in a notebook before bed, posting something heartfelt on the internet, performing appreciation rather than feeling it. I want to return this word to its full power, because gratitude, real gratitude, deep gratitude, the kind that is not dependent on circumstances being favorable, is one of the most neurologically transformative states the human brain can enter. When you experience genuine gratitude, the brain releases dopamine and serotonin. Cortisol, the chemical of stress, drops. The nervous system shifts from threat mode into growth mode. The entire biological operating state of your body changes. But more than the chemistry, gratitude changes your relationship with reality. Most human suffering is not caused by what is happening. It is caused by the gap between what is happening and what we believe should be happening. Gratitude does not close that gap by denying what is difficult. Gratitude closes that gap by reminding you of what is also true, what is present, what is real, what is given, what is working, what is yours. When you speak the word gratitude each morning, not as a performance, but as a genuine pause, a genuine recognition, a genuine meeting with the fact that you are alive, that you have air in your lungs, that you have another day in which something is possible, you reset the entire emotional calibration of your being. You begin the day not in scarcity, but in abundance, not in lack, but in enough, not in fear, but in something much quieter and much more powerful, appreciation for what is, now. These 5 words, clarity, strength, purpose, presence, gratitude, are not magic. I want to be clear and honest with you about that. Speaking them without awareness is like reading a map without understanding where you are. The words only work when you inhabit them, when you pause after each one, when you let each one land in you, when you feel what each one is asking of you and what each one is offering you. This takes less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes each morning before the world takes over. 5 minutes before the notifications, before the demands, before the rush. 5 minutes in which you claim ownership of your mind before anyone or anything else does. And this is perhaps the deepest truth of all of this. The mind is always being programmed, always. Every experience, every conversation, every piece of content you consume, every thought you allow to repeat, it is all programming. The only question is, who is doing the programming? You intentionally, deliberately, with full awareness, or the world? By default, by accident, by whatever happens to reach you first. Most people surrender their morning mind to the world without even realizing they have done so. They reach for the phone before their eyes are fully open. They allow the first input of their day to be someone else's agenda, someone else's crisis, someone else's opinion. And then they wonder why they feel reactive all day, why they feel scattered, why they feel like they are living someone else's life. The master of the mind does not begin the day by receiving. The master of the mind begins the day by choosing the state they will carry into the day, choosing the words that will govern their inner world, choosing consciously, deliberately, how they will meet whatever comes, 5 words, 5 minutes, every morning, without exception, not on the good days, not on the motivated days, not on the days when everything is going well and the discipline is easy. Every day, especially on the hard days, especially on the days when you don't feel like it, because the days you don't feel like it are precisely the days you most need it. Discipline is not what you do when you feel like it. Discipline is what you do when every part of you is resisting. And it is in those moments of resistance, met with conscious intention and practiced consistency, that the real rewiring happens. That the old pathways weaken and the new ones strengthen. That the person you have always been slowly, steadily, irreversibly gives way to the person you are becoming. You are not your past thoughts. You are not your past words. You are not the automatic, unconscious version of yourself that has been operating on inherited programming, on unexamined habits, on the mental patterns you absorbed from an environment that may not have known any better. You are capable of beginning again, every single morning, with 5 words, with full presence, with the understanding that the mind is not fixed, that it is fluid, that it is responsive, that it is waiting for your leadership. So lead it. Begin tomorrow morning. Begin with 5 words. Begin with 1 breath of full awareness and trust the process, not because it will be easy, but because you are worth the effort.